Hello, good afternoon, everyone. It is Jean with Kept in Stitches, and it's tip demo time. Welcome, everyone. The chat has been busy. Let me scroll back up to the top so I can welcome everyone before we get started here. Of course, Michelle with Michelle's Crafts and More is here. Welcome to you, Michelle. Joyce, hello, Joyce is here. Welcome, welcome to you. Danielle, dear Danielle, of course, is here. We welcome you as well. And let me see, they're chatting with each other. Joyce is hoping that everyone is staying cool as you can. And Mike, dear soul brother Mike, a New York beauty, is here. He says, nice AC in the stitching cottage. I really shouldn't say it, but the air conditioner is not even on in the stitching cottage because we are having a beautifully cool, very windy day, however, but it is actually only 70 degrees here right now. And we do not have the AC on in the house or the stitching cottage today. Windows open and getting a nice breeze coming through. So, and Danielle says that she totally cannot wait for this one. Yes, this is an awesome demonstration of our Veterans Quilt Challenge for this year. And the pattern is God and Countries. We'll be getting to that very shortly. Michelle says that it is cool as a cucumber in her house. She needs to spend some time outside to get a tan. That I will just stay white because I can't be out in the sun, so white it is. But let me see if I'm missing anyone else. Chatting with each other. Son of an. Oh, and Joyce says she burns anytime I'm in the sun. I don't tan and I also break out in hives. Not good. Not good. Oh, great. Oh, hello again, Danielle. She's saying hello again. Okay, and Tracy is here. Hello, Tracy. It is great to see you this afternoon. You made it. You must have had your alarm set. She was actually a day early yesterday. She was confused on the days of the week like I get very often. And Judy is here. Welcome to you, Judy. And Samantha Savage is also here. Hey, Mrs. Jean in chat. I like the misses on the front of that, Samantha. Haven't been called that in a long time. Okay, no AC. Wow, yeah, nope, not needed today. I don't even have fan on in here. Well, the ceiling fans are always on in here just to circulate the air. But yeah, other than that, no, it's a very nice day here today. Of course, that doesn't mean tomorrow will be. And Denise is here from Denise Soul Patch. Welcome, welcome to you. Lots of our channel members are in the chat with us today. Welcome to each and every one of you, and thank you for your support. Making sure I haven't missed anyone here. Carol is here. Hello, Carol. Welcome to you. Great to see you this afternoon as well. And let me get down here. Everyone's saying hello to everyone. Okay, I do believe I have everyone. So let me get back over here where I can see what's going on. And as you see, I'm only going to be I'm not going to be using any extra cameras today. I set it up so you can basically see the whole area here that I am working on. There isn't anything in this that really needs a real close-up view while we are working on it. So I'm not going to mess around with extra cameras this afternoon, just going to do it like this. You can see the sewing machine here. You can see what I'm pressing over here. There'll be a little bit of cutting here, but nothing major to worry about. I think you all know how to cut by now. So, and no major tricky cuts in this. It is rather simple and easy. But let me show you the pattern once again. This is the pattern that we are doing. For those of you that may not be familiar, I do a lot of charity work. I have a charity Facebook group, which is Threads of Kept in Stitches, Heartfully Given. And I do a Veterans Quilt Challenge every year to have as many people as possible make at least one quilt for veterans and donate that. And there is more information about that in that Facebook group. The link is in the description box, and also information in my private regular Facebook group, Captain Stitches and Friends. And there has been information as we go along. But one of the things I do want to mention, if you are someone who doesn't quilt, which may be watching the replay. I think everybody that is here is a quilter, but I do have a post in my charity group that shows how you can participate and be able to help donate if that is something you choose to do, which this pattern is sold on um, Easy PC Quilts, and it is also sold as a kit. So if you are wanting to donate in some way to that awesome cause, you can purchase a pattern, and well, you won't have to purchase the pattern. You can purchase a kit, and you can get with me through my email to find out how you can get that to me. I will make it and I will put it along with all of the others that I do and donate, which this is ongoing. It's not anything that has to be done quickly. You have the month of July, August, and September to put your quilt together. That will give you October to be able to quilt it if you are quilting it or need to send it out. And then they will be distributed the week of Veterans Day, November 11th. So plenty of time to get those in and finished by the end of September and off to whoever or wherever you are having it quilted in the month of October, which for those of you that need someone to have it quilted, you can contact me and I can also work with you on that if you wish to mail it on to me. If you have the backing and the batting, that would be great. And I can go ahead and quilt it, and then I can distribute it with all of the quilts that I am doing to our local veterans hospital. But just wanted to add that information in there. Let me make sure I haven't missed anyone. Joe must be here. Hello, Joe. Great to see you this afternoon, also from Vintage Style by Joe. Hopefully I didn't miss anyone else while I was talking. If I did, I'm sorry. It wasn't intentional, but the chat does scroll up and get away from us. Danielle says it may be there. Check your mail, somebody is saying. I bought the pattern, but can't remember where I put it. So now I have to reorder. Oh, that's not good. Keep looking. There was something I couldn't find yesterday. And I kept looking and looking and looking, and I had looked in every place in the cottage. I mean, it was a stack of fat quarters. How do you misplace a whole entire stack of face quarters, fat quarters? And I kept looking because once I am looking for something and can't find it, I am determined that I am going to find it. And I did. So therefore, yeah, just keep searching. It's somewhere. It'll show up. No, I bought the paper pattern. Okay, yeah. I'll be sending mine to you to quilt and donate with your batch, Mama. Thank you, Danielle. It's good to know that. So I know how many I'm going to have going on the long arm, so I plan the time for that. So if you are planning on that, let me know in plenty of time in advance, so I have that all scheduled in. And Denise is telling Joyce to try looking for something else, and then maybe you will find it. That usually works too. Yes, it always shows up. And everybody always says, it was in the last place I looked. And when people say that, I always say, well, I hope so, because why would you keep looking after you found it? But yeah, mine was not at all where I expected it to be, because where I found those were in a case where another project had been being stored for a long time. So it's like, I have no idea why I took that project out and put those in there instead, but I was very glad that I found them, because they are going to be used for something special coming up. But Joyce says, I'll send mine to you as well, Jean. Okay, thank you, Joyce. And I believe that you already have my email, so send me an email to verify that so I can remember and get a list going. I don't want to try and do that now. I'll misplace it and forget. And I'll be looking for where did I put that list. So if you're going to do that, send me an email. That's a great way that I can keep track of it. Thank you very much. And I will, just in case people don't remember what that is, I will type my email in very quickly. There it is. So you have that, anyone that needs that. It's also always on my channel's the about section of the homepage for my channel as well. But all right, so Joe says, my Christmas in July ornament video scheduled for Friday. Finally, just finished. Awesome. Yes, awesome, awesome. And Vicky is here. Hello, Vicky. It is great to see you. Elaine is here. Awesome, awesome. And people are putting messages in and retracting them. It's like, okay, what do you say in there? But and Laura Lynn for a mom and pop quilt shop is here. Welcome, welcome to you. It is great to see you this afternoon as well. All right, so let's get started on this awesome, beautiful quilt. And it really is very easy and even easier if you happen to get the kit because, yeah, a lot of that's already pre-cut for you. But over here behind me, I, of course, have my design board with everything. Some of that is already sectioned together, but everything is cut out, laid out, labeled, and all the subcuts are made and on here ready to go. And the section that we are going to be working on today is, and I can't show you the instructions because that is a paid pattern, but the section that we are going to be working on today are both of the flag block assemblies, which this is the one that is horizontal. And then we have the one that is vertical. And things are showing up backwards for me. I hope they're not for you. But, and I know many have questioned the way that the vertical one is placed because they think it is backwards, and it is not. If you are familiar with the way that flags are supposed to be displayed, anytime you are displaying and hanging the flag, the star section, the blue section, which is another name for that, is always displayed to the left. And that is why it is positioned that way in the quilt, because it is hanging and being displayed. So it is not backwards, it is correct. But if it really bothers you, go ahead and change it to the way that you want. But all veterans that receive the quilt will know that it's not backwards, that that is the way that the flag is actually displayed, always with the stars to the left. So, all right, so the first thing that you need to do in making that section is you need to take your subcuts that you have made for your navy star squares, and you have cut those so that there are 3 strips that are the same out of 1 jelly roll that you chose, or if you are using yardage, the strips that you are supposed to cut for that. And we are going to go and we are going to sew all 3 of those strips together. Which, of course, if you did it out of yardage, you don't necessarily have to do it in strips. You will be able to do that in one section. But this entire quilt, I will tell you, can be done with all made using 2.5-inch strips. So I am going to sew these 3 together very quickly because we are going to show how to make those sections today. and just keep them even. And I got to watch because I've been doing a little bit of sewing already today and used a lot of bobbin already on making up the strip sets for the two sections that I already made. And I'm just going to finger press that real quickly. And then I'll just press them all at the same time after I get all three of these strips sewn together. And this is also going to get subcut after we have this sewn and pressed. Which I will say that the flag blocks do go together very quickly. There is a lot of cutting to do in the beginning. That takes a little bit of time. Just be aware of that. Schedule a nice block of time for when you are going to get all your cutting done, because that takes just a little bit longer than you might expect. I'm going to set those up out of my way for right now so I can press this. And then I'm going to do the subcut on this because this is actually my last strip set for the star section of the flag. And we're going to look, this side should already be square, and it is. So I am going to subcut that into the size that your directions tell you to cut that. And you will get two of them out of each strip set. And I'm not throwing this little piece that's left over away because I have plans on a way to use that. So I'm going to set these over here with the rest of my scrappy star sections, which they're not all stars. As you notice, they are from the fabric that is being used for that, so they are different. So I have all of that portion already made for the quilt, and that part does go quite quickly. And then I know it seems odd because we're doing what they're referring to as section A, B, and C. But we don't do it in the order of A, B, and C. We're doing it in the order of B, C, and A because that is how it goes together. So now I am going to take my strip sections for the upper portion of the stripes, which gets connected to the upper portion of the flag section. And I am going to piece those together. We're going to make sure that they are going the correct direction because I have one that has words on it. I don't want the words to be upside down when I go to put that on my flag. So I'm going to lay these out so that I know that I sew them in the correct order. So that's my top one. I'm going to flip these two over, and I'm going to strip piece that all the way down. And we have a notification that popped up there in my way. When in doubt, Google it. Oh, must have been talking about the direction of the things that got beautiful patriotic flags. Thank you. Just making sure I haven't changed anything I need to answer. Lorelei, so nothing like a good game of bobbin chicken. Yes, I have to remember since these are long strip sets that I'm sewing now to keep my eye on that. And Laura Lynn worked on her honeybee video. Awesome. I have to go back and catch up on the replays. I'm behind. And I believe that is it. I'm being very quiet in the chat right now. Well, it wasn't earlier, but oh, and I'm making sure to get this lined up well under here. And we're off to the races. Whoa, and it didn't go. What did we get stuck on? Let's try that again. Okay, here we go. No, we're not going. Something is acting up. Not nice. Make sure everything's up here correctly. Out of the way. If it doesn't work this time, we will rethread the machine. Not going to run out of bobbin if we can't sew. Don't have to worry about losing at that game of bobbin chicken. Okay. There we go. Had me worried there for a minute. I had to remember I was thinking I was supposed to be working with a smaller section back. We haven't done that subcut yet, so we are working with the full length of the strip right now. You like how I peeked under there to make sure I've still got the bobbin. Don't want to get down to the end and find out that, yeah, a quarter of the way through, we ran out of bobbin. Right. And I'm going to quickly finger press this one as well, so that it's easier when I take it over to the iron. I'm watching art at work. Okay. I was going to say, what art are you watching at work, Mike? But I guess you're referring, maybe, I don't know, maybe you're watching something else. But thank you. Yes, I do like the fabric that they used. Of course, because it is a jelly roll and, pre-cut, and I have black pants on, it's making quite the mess on my pants, but that's all right. And now we know that it's, red, white, blue. So the red one is going to go on. I'm trying to make sure that I start with the same, both ends up, so that when I trim it, I'm making the best use of my fabric. Because on the other section, not so much this section. Well, no, this is the section that can be a little close on some of the cuts. So you want to make sure that you kind of line those same selvage ends up so that you don't have it not be quite enough for your last cut that you are making on your subcut on this. And yes, my machine does stitch the same speed as a Juki. However, it is a Janoni. And I usually stitch with the speed all the way up and the pedal all the way down. When I'm doing something that's straight and simple. Of course, something that is a little bit more technical, not perfect. And there we have that strip set done. And I'm going to finger press that real quick too. You notice when I do that, I keep my other finger here so that I'm not actually stretching any of that fabric out. It holds it down so it's not being stretched out of shape. Don't want that going on. Okay. And now I'm going to press those from the back side first. And June must be here. That fabric is so pretty. Yes, it is. Yes, June is here. Welcome to you, June. Great to see you today as well. It's great to see everybody today. Always, always a great time when you get to see you all hop on and in the chat. Just like having you here in the stitching cottage with me. And unfortunately, the work on all the organization and everything has slowed down just a bit here lately, but I hope that soon can get back to that. I'm just going to do a real quick on the front, making sure I don't have any folds in any of the fabric there. And we're good. So now we need to do this is C. I had to think, which section am I doing? I'm doing C. So I need to bring this ruler back. I'm going to take off that little bit of selvage, cutting it very close, no extra. And I'm sorry, I cannot do that sitting down. I'm going to turn it this way, and I am going to do that standing up to make sure that it doesn't slip when I cut it. Want to make sure that's square. Okay. And now I am going to do the subcut, and I believe I should be getting 4 sections out of this. This is C. So we are cutting 4 sections to the measurements that your directions tell you to cut that. And make sure that you keep it square as you are doing that. And double check. Say, measure twice, cut once. Even if you think, okay, did I remember that correctly? Always good to check and make sure that you've got your measurements correct before you cut. And like I said, I should get enough for 4 sections out of this, each of these strip sets. Can be deceiving because the yeah, the pattern on the fabric does not run straight, so it can fool your eye when you're cutting these. So if you got a kit or you have fabric that has stripes on it, beware of that so it doesn't fool you and mess with you thinking you don't have that square. And this little bit of this, I'm also keeping. I have a small project in mind for using those leftovers. So those are the 4 C sections. And you see, I made sure that part that has the writing on it is going the correct way so it's not upside down or backwards, whatever, when I add that on to the other section. And I do have some other C sections over here that I'm just adding that to. There are others that need to be sewn, but I will sew those later. I just wanted to show how each one of those sections are done. And your A section is done basically the same way, which we are going to do that now, except it is reversed order. It is going to be 2 white strips and 1 red strip so that it's white, red, white, and that will be the bottom section of your flag. And again, I have the one with the words on it, which I actually have 2, one that's in the white, one that's in the red with the words on it this time. So make sure that I keep those both going the same direction. And again, I'm going to flip the middle one over onto the bottom one, move the top one over to the side so that I make sure that they are going the correct direction. I can't stay. We'll watch the rest on replay. Okay, June, no problem. And Denise says she will be back in a moment. And Tracy says, look like she made up different fabrics in my kit. That could be because she's been doing this kit for a while, and I'm sure that, you know, she runs out of fabric and probably has to use another fabric collection because there's not always, you know, more of that collection available either. So that could be very true. And I think that when you order, it does say that they may not be the exact same fabrics as what shows on the pattern, which mine are not the same as what shows on the pattern. Some of them, some not, but the next one that I'm going to do in this, I plan on not doing scrappy. It will be done using all the same fabrics. I don't know how many I'm going to make. We'll see how quickly I make them, but I am going to be making more than one. And I also have a couple other patterns that I will probably use to make up a couple of those also. And as soon as I get done with this strip set, I will share a little story with you about how I end up giving these quilts out because it's a little different. As you are aware, I do not do Quilt of Valor. I do quilts for veterans or veteran quilts because there are no requirements whatsoever on the way that I do that. I am able to give to any veteran that I want in any way, shape, or form that I want. And that's the reason why I call it veterans quilts or quilts for veterans. It is not Quilt of Valor that I am doing. That is an awesome, awesome organization as well, but that is not what my veterans quilts go to. And when I put this other one on here and have this pressed, which this is the A that we are doing now. And again, I want to check, make sure that I have my words going the correct way before I add that on there. Check, make sure I have enough bobbin. I think I'm going to have enough to finish this section. We will hope. But I will let you know how I give out the veteran. And I do give more than just during the week of Veterans Day. Okay. And need to watch the time as well here. And there's a notification up in the way of my chat again. Shame on them for doing that. Banana Joe. Giovanna, welcome, welcome, Giovanna. It is great to see you. And Gladys, the confident quilter, has popped in as well. Welcome to you. Michelle's got to run. She has to go rescue her grandson from the side of the road. Oh no, be careful and safe. Hope everything is all right with him. And Joyce, JK, Joyce is also here this afternoon. Welcome to you as well. And I think I have gotten everyone. So, so far, so good on the bobbin. We might have to change it before we do the next step, and I'm just going to finger press this real quickly as well. So is anyone out there that's in the chat actually working on theirs at the same time with me today, this afternoon? Because I know there are some of you that are doing this quilt. Can the bobbin do it? I don't think the bobbin is going to be able to let me put both both sections of the flag together. I think it will probably run out before that, Mike. But we shall see. I like that, sewing puppies. Sounds like you're working for the vet. Okay, and I'm going to press this real quickly, but of course, I iron shut off. We'll give it a moment to heat back up there. While that is doing that, I will explain to you how it is that I give out the veterans quilts that I donate. I am a veteran myself. I do get all of my health care at our local veterans hospital that is not far from me. It Without saying its location, I will let you know that it is the first veterans hospital that was ever built, and part of the old buildings are still there. However, there is a lot that has been improved and added on to it throughout the years. They even have an awesome female women's section that they added on just for women veterans. And they are right now doing, I don't know what changes they're making, but it's something to the front. That's all I know, that they are redoing some things and making some improvements on the front of it. But so I am at our VA quite frequently. So the way that I give out the veterans quilts is when I have some done and ready, and I have an appointment. I will just take them with me. And as I'm sitting there, either waiting on my appointment, doing something else, or just walking around, um, because of what I'm doing, going into other sections of the VA, I just let, by observing the veterans and what is going on and things around me and whatever, I just choose at random a veteran to walk up to and present one of the quilts to. They have no idea that they are receiving it. I have no idea who it is going to be that day because it is just random. And I just walk up and I present them and give them a veteran's flag and thank them for their service. Sometimes there is a picture taken, other times not. It doesn't matter. That is not why I am doing it, but that is the way that I give them out. So it is totally random. I just sit there, I observe, and somehow it just always comes to me on who of the people that I see there that day should be receiving one of the veterans quilts. And that is how I do that. So totally, totally random, totally unexpected by them, totally always appreciated and loved. And a lot of times there are tears involved. And I also am starting a new, have not been able to deliver any of those yet, but because we do have the women's veterans as well. And of course, we have, younger female veterans than what there used to be in my era. And of course, there are expectant mothers. So I have started to where I am making now veterans quilts for expectant mothers and their babies. So that is also a great change on that. Those I can't give randomly unless I, just happen to run in one while they're there. But those I do leave at the women's wing section of the VA, and those are given to them when they have their appointments by the doctors that are there. So that is how it is decided on who gets a veterans quilt. And I have not so far run across one in doing it that way that has already received a quilt. So that is also awesome too, because there are so many that there are a lot of veterans that will probably never receive a veterans quilt in their lifetime. And now we have that pressed. And I believe this is the section that I don't think I have room on my desk here to be able to cut. And I am going to need that section to sew a flag together. We will see, but I don't think so. I'm going to see if I have another mat down here. Move that over and I may be able to go ahead and make room on here. But first I am going to square off this end again before I cut that. Melissa says, oh, well, hello, Melissa, I missed you. Sorry, welcome. She says that she is organizing her quilt patterns, but am cheering you on from here. You are making great progress on the quilt team. Well, thank you. And Mike, a New York beauty, soul brother Mike says, I love that, Jean. Well, thank you. And Tracy says, Jean, I love the way you offer your quilt to a veteran. Thank you. And Vintage Style by Joe, Miss Joe says, that's so nice of you. Thank you. I really think it is a nice way of doing it, because I do believe that anyone that is a veteran and has spent time in the service and served their country is deserving of a quilt, not just certain people under certain rules. And that is why I do it that way. Okay, I need my long ruler for this one. And I need to check and make sure that I have the sections that I am doing on this one correct. Where am I? Okay, yeah. And I think we only get enough for 2 out of this strip set. And let's hope that it doesn't fall right where I had to add my ruler. That would not be good. Stay there. And we've got that squared. So there we have one of them. Slide that over there. I'm going to take this a little farther this way this time to make sure that I don't end up on that spot there. making sure to keep it squared up. And you do end up with a pretty big section of that left over, which that is set up there with the other sections, because I'm sure I will be able to find a way to put that to good use as well. So now we are going to put together both, and we're going to use a different flag section for our star section. We're going to pull, and we're not going to use that one because that's too much like the one that I'm adding on. Let me see. We're going to use these. We'll use one of each. Doesn't matter. Okay. So for the horizontal, we are going to be sewing it, of course, this way. So we are going to make sure that you look at your directions, add that to the correct side when you sew that, so that it is going correctly. And Denise is back. Giovanna is going to be lurking. June is back. And Giovanna says, love that you give one personal gift. Yes, totally. Yeah. Don't have to, make an appointment and they know, to be there and everything. It's just, well, isn't it amazing what I got at the VA today? But I like it that way. And I don't think I have missed anything else. We're going to watch that bobbin closely now. And we're going to set that over there to the side. Going to press this. And this is the horizontal flag. You will notice that there are two different ways that it goes in the quilt, which we've already discussed. And so we have that section sewn together. And we are going to put, we don't need to sew right. Well, yeah, this is the other one. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we will sew it right away too, because this is the vertical one. So we are connecting that to the bottom instead of the side on this one. So I'll go ahead and sew that quickly, keep that one horizontal so I know that that's the way it is going. Check and make sure that I've got enough bobbin. We are going to run out here very shortly. I think I've got enough to get this seam. Yeah, we are now going to have to change the bobbin, but we made it without running out while I was sewing. And that one is pressed. So I'm going to keep that one that way, this one this way, and now we need a section A. And that is going to be added to the bottom right here. So I'm going to flip that over. I'm going to put in a new bobbin. We don't have very little left on there. And I always keep a spare one up there on my bobbin winder ready to go, so I don't have to be searching for it when I'm ready. Also lets me know that when there isn't a bobbin up there, it is time to clean out the bobbin area on my sewing machine. That is the way I keep track. Just one of the extra little tips to share with you along the way. If you have troubles remembering when you should be cleaning out your bobbin case, I do mine every other bobbin. So yes, I will clean it out. I will wind one, have one up there, and then I know that when that one is no longer there, it is time to clean out the bobbin area on my machine. There, make sure it's lined up. You can on me down here. There we go. Finger press that real quickly. We might actually have both of these completed just in time. I don't know how I always get so lucky because it's not planned and it's not timed that I usually end up getting things done just about the correct time. And I'm going to press that seam very quickly. That didn't press very nice. Let's try that again. Okay. We'll leave that off to the side. And now we have, you should see all the white on me. And now we need our other section A. It is going on, move this over down here. Scoot it. It is going on this side of our Star Navy section of the flag. You don't want to make those both the same because then they will be going the wrong direction on your quilt. Only thing that we have to add to these are the two background sections that complete the block. Then next week, we will be showing how you do the sashing strips and add those on. Yay, our lettering is going the correct direction. Would not have been fun to pick that up and find out it was going the wrong way. We'll press that real quick. Over, press it again. And now we are going to need 4 of our background sections, and I'm always keeping my flag sections the correct way. We are going to need 4, 2 for each. And when I lay these, I make sure that I already have them. Since it's fabric that is hard to tell the wrong side from the right side, they are all laid right side up so that I know that. So now what we need to do on our vertical one, which I need to change where my directions are so I get that correct. On our horizontal one, we are adding it to the top and the bottom. So I'm going to flip that over. We're going to sew that on very quickly. And we are going to finger press that. And before we press it, we're going to go ahead and add the bottom one on as well. So isn't this an easy so far? And the other parts aren't hard either. Isn't this a very nice and easy quilt to make? And you can, make it other sizes just by adding more of the flag section and then adding the casting accordingly. Which this is the throw size, which is 74 by 74. So that's a really nice size for a throw, especially. And I will give you what other sizes that it comes in. And I'm gonna press that quickly. So there we have the horizontal one ready. Set that up there. And now we are going to do the vertical one, adding the strip on both sides. And it will look like it is the same, but it is actually going the other direction. So don't get them mixed up as you are doing them. Or they, like I said, they will not go together right in your quilt if you mix them up. It's easy to do if you lay it to the side and turn it the wrong direction. It'd be very easy to not sew it together. We have that one on. Going to sew the other one on. And everything that was supposed to be completed for today's demonstration will be completed. Awesome sauce, as Danielle would say. With 3 minutes to spare. I must be on military time while I'm doing this, that I came down right to the wire like that and getting it done. Pressed. Finger pressed. And now we have the vertical one. And we are going to keep that one that way. This one this way. We have those both completed. And we are going to lay both of our, because I did two, the one that I did earlier to show you what we were making. I'm going to click that together. And I'm going to have the horizontal, the vertical ones also clipped together so that I do not mix the direction of those up. I put the clip up on the top there to know that that's the direction that one goes, and put the clip on the top here to know that that's the direction that that goes. So there you have it. We just, in 1 hour's time, were able to go through all the instructions and complete 2 of the flag blocks out of, on the size that I am doing, there are 16 of them needed, which I said I would tell you the rest of the sizes. It also comes in the directions. There are directions for a wall hanging that is 38 by 38, a throw that is 74 by 74, a queen that is 92 by 92, and a king that is 110 by 110. So those are the sizes that it comes in. So it just means making more of the flag blocks, more of the crosses, and the sashing. But that all goes together very quickly. Like I said, the longest that you will have is making all the cuts beforehand, but they are very easy and simple cuts. And so it just seems like on the background that you're going to be cutting forever, but it's not really that bad. But oh, love the flags there, Tracy, and the hearts. Very nice. I love it when you say awesome sauce, Mama. I do remember that from time to time, Danielle. Pay the rent and give Jean some love. Thank you. Yes, give that thumbs up. That's always awesome. Let me make sure I haven't missed anything. If I did miss anything in the chat while I was sewing and talking, I am sorry. Never mean to. And June says that she gave the thumbs up on her way in. Thanks for the reminder, Giovanna. And so pretty, says Danielle, which yours will be beautiful too, Danielle. I know that you are making one. Tracy is making one. Mike is making one. And so those are ones that I know offhand. I don't know everyone that is making one, but I do know that they are. So like I said, if you are in the Facebook group and you are doing this, or after this video is over, go in and make a comment and let me know whether you are making one of these quilts or not, or if you are making a different quilt that you want to donate to a veteran. That is fine also. You do not have to use this pattern. You can use any pattern. This is just the one that we are using for the actual Veterans Quilt Challenge that I do every year. Last year we did one that actually looked like a flag, and there were several that did that. And this year we are doing this one. And hello, Deb S., the pug quilter. Welcome to you, right in at the tail end, but that's all right. The pub mama at the tail end. Did you catch that? Oh, that was a little bit funny. And it was funny to me anyway, maybe not to the rest of you, but I saw something going up. Watch earlier today. Great quilt. Thank you. Thank you, June. And that was, yes, for Mom and Pop, watching her on her bee quilt. that she has been working on. And Loretta is here. Also, she says working on her basket today. I also have a basket off to the side that I am working on. Always working on those. I think I'm on number 6, getting ready for number 7. Yes, the bumblebee quilt is amazing. Danielle, are you making that quilt, by the way? I always wonder that every time I see Mom and Pop working on it. I always wonder, is Danielle making that one? She says that she's been tidying up a bit. I got a mod coming to visit for a couple weeks. Ooh, nice. I'm sure you will have a great visit. Okay, so as I said, that is everything that I had for you today. Let me see what is coming up that I need to remind you about. Of course, Friday is my next live at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and that is Stitching in the Cottage. And we will be going on to the next step that I have coming up with some of the collage work that is going to be done on brain fog. And so be here for that, and I will walk you through my process and showing some tips and ideas on how I do that portion of it. Should be fun because I'm designing as I go, so some of the decisions are made as I go. Everything isn't something that I can do ahead of time or anything, so you will see that complete and total process as I work on that. Thank you, Lord Lynn. It is great, she says. Thank you so much for your time. Have a fabulous rest of the day, everyone. Hugs. Big hugs. And Mike is waving goodbye. Awesome, awesome. And Danielle says she wants to, but haven't gotten to that part of my list of to-dos. I know how that can be. I can't even find the bottom of a list to even know what the last thing is on my to-do list. But yes, so that is what will be happening on a Friday. And my week in review will no longer be a recorded video. I will either be doing that as a separate live, possibly on a Monday morning, probably not. I may be incorporating it into either my Wednesday or Friday live. Haven't decided exactly how I'm going to do that yet, but I am not going to be doing the recorded Sunday video of that anymore. I'm going to be doing that live, only because having some issues with, yeah, a tablet that runs out of memory and space, and I'm doing it, recording it, and it decides that boom, it's out of storage and it shuts off. And I've done, 3/4 of the video and now it's no good. So I'm going to be doing that live from now on. Instead, just haven't figured out exactly how and when, but I will let you know. So that is it from me today. Thank you everyone for joining me this afternoon. I hope you enjoyed seeing how the Veterans Quilt Challenge God and Country is the pattern that we are using this year, how that first step of that, making those flag blocks, are done, and hope that you join me next week for the adding on the sashing to those and how that is done. I know that I am working quickly on it. You will be able to work on it at your own pace. The next 3 months you have that you can be working on that. So some of you may be able to do more than one. I will be doing more than one. So thanks again, everyone. Take care. Have an awesome day. Stay cool. And I will see you again Friday. In the meantime, remember, I can keep you in stitches. Bye-bye, everyone.